So I thought I would pop on and just give you a little dating struggle. You're not crazy. And you're definitely not alone. Your upbringing comes from your relationship history. Let me give you a real example. Let's say you meet someone, right? Now here's the shift. The goal is not just to pick a different man. The goal is to become aware of what you're choosing. Mwah. Thank you so much for joining me on the Dating Struggle series. I'm really excited to dive into this a little bit and do a different struggle each day because I know we're all going through it, right? I know I went through it. I'm still going through it at times. And I know that you guys are definitely going through it. So I thought I would pop on and just give you a little dating struggle that you might be dealing with. And let's talk about ways to get through this, how to fix it, and possibly make it better. All right, so today's dating struggle is going to be why you keep attracting the same person. My gosh, right? We all do this. So have you ever looked back at your dating history and thought, why do they all feel the same? It's a different face, different job, different personality. Well, maybe on the surface, but somehow same outcome. Same emotional unavailability, same confusion, same breadcrumbs, same feeling of this isn't working, but not fully understanding why. Well, if that's you, you're not crazy. And you're definitely not alone because this is one of the biggest struggles in dating. It really is. It's really, really tough. Not finding a man or a woman, but finding the right man or woman. And more importantly, not repeating the same pattern over and over again. It's tough. We all know the definition of insanity, right? So let's talk about what's really happening here. Now, most people tend to think that dating is about choosing better. Like, oh, next time I'm going to pick someone different, someone who's much better for me. But the truth is, you don't attract what you want. You attract what feels familiar. And familiar does not always mean healthy. That's what we're learning. Familiar often comes from your past. Your upbringing comes from your relationship history. It can come from those wounds that have never been really healed. So if you grew up feeling like you had to earn love, well, then you might be attracted to someone who makes you work for it because it gives that familiarity. If you're used to inconsistency, well, then you might confuse anxiety with chemistry. If you've been in relationships where communication was lacking, well, you might just feel drawn to someone who is just a little bit unavailable. And here's the hard truth. It feels like attraction. It feels like a spark. It feels exciting. But what it actually is recognition. It's your nervous system saying, I know this dynamic. I've been here before. And that's why you can meet someone new. And within a few weeks or months, you feel like you've known them. You're like, wait a second. How did I end up here again? Same story, different guy, different girl. Okay, let me give you a real example. Let's say you meet someone, right? And this guy that you meet, he's very charming. He's a little inconsistent, but you just tell yourself, well, he's been busy. He gives you just enough attention to keep you interested. And then you start to feel that pull, right? You feel that pull to him, that excitement, that feeling that I really like him feeling. But what you're actually feeling is the highs and the lows. You're feeling the unpredictability. And so then your brain starts to chase it. So instead of asking, is this guy right for me? You're asking, how do I make this work? That's the pattern. Now here's the shift. The goal is not just to pick a different man. The goal is to become aware of what you're choosing and why. Because once you start to see the pattern, well, then you're able to break it, right? So here's what is actionable. Here's what I want you to do today. I want you to take a step back. Look at your last 3 dating experiences or relationships, and I want you to ask yourself this. What did they all have in common? Not their job, not their looks, their behavior. Were they emotionally available or were they unavailable? Were they consistent or inconsistent? Were they clear or confusing? Then you ask yourself this question: how did I feel in those situations? Did I feel calm and secure? Or did I feel anxious and unsure? Okay, here's the next step. I want you to get really clear on your standards, not on your type, not your checklist, your standards. Things like he communicates clearly, he follows through, he makes me feel secure, and he's emotionally available. And here's the key: next time you meet someone, don't focus on how much you actually like them. Focus on whether they meet your standards. And you know what they are because you wrote them down. That's how you break the pattern. I want you guys to know that the right man or woman is not going to feel like chaos. They're not going to feel confusing. They're not going to make you question everything. The right person is going to feel safe. They're going to feel consistent and they're going to feel clear. And I know that you might feel unfamiliar with that at first, but unfamiliar does not mean wrong. Sometimes it means growth. So here's what I want to know. What is one pattern you are finally ready to break free of in your dating life? Drop it in the comments below. I want to hear about this because awareness is the first step to changing that pattern. But action is what is going to change everything. All right, I'll be back with another dating struggle you're definitely going to want to listen to. So don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to this YouTube channel because I've got a lot more great tips for you coming. Talk to you soon. Mwah.